Alright, I have one more question, and it's what's the grossest thing you've ever seen?
Grossest thing I've ever seen? I can...
In real life, or does the internet count?
What? I guess the internet counts.
Okay.
Yeah, but then it would be like Paint Olympics.
Yeah, BME
But in real life, let's answer just in real life. I think that's a better question. To improve upon your question.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. But no. Because in real life, Garrett, every now and then I'm eating, and this pops back into my head, and it like wrecks my meal.
What is it?
I think about going to Walgreens in Seattle and seeing that woman with shit on her skirt.
What?
The homeless woman that
was not there for that.
We were behind.
No, you weren't.
No, it was super early in the morning.
No, it was late at night because remember the speakers weren't working.
Oh,
We had to go find wire. So I'm already pissed off, and I hate everyone there. You know, like I'm just trying to get this to work.
For whatever reason, that Walgreens in that part of Seattle was filled with fucking crackheads.
Yeah, it was just teeming with these crazy people. And this woman in front of us has been complaining for 20 minutes. We're just, oh my god. And then we look and she's got this ratty white skirt that looks like it came from the 80s. And there is a wad of shit over where her butthole.
Where her butthole is, if she sat down and had spray diarrhea, it would have seeped through this shirt right there. She was a homeless lady.
That image has popped into my head. I'll just be eating in the morning, and I'll go. So that would be mine.
Yeah, I don't know.
I moved out of a studio apartment I lived in, and still had it for like most of that month, but I quit paying the power bill on it, and I moved into my new place. Well, some stuff I would go slowly move out of the studio, and then the last thing to move was some stuff out of the fridge. I didn't realize they shut the power off 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
I had a fridge full of food that sat in the unpowered refrigerator for 2 weeks.
Oh,
when I opened that, and it was like the scene in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Ghosts and fucking light flew out of the door and zapped everyone. No, it was seriously. You cracked the door and bugs flew. I don't know how bugs got in there to start making more bugs or whatever, but I opened that. The room instantly had the worst smell of rot you've ever smelled, and bugs and growing spider webs of. The mildew had grown into like webbing that was stringing itself from shelf to shelf.
Jesus.
And there was bugs flying out into the
2 weeks?
Like, do you remember Toys in the Attic from Cowboy Bebop?
Yeah.
You remember that show? Remember when they showed the close-up of the fridge opening in the air dock, and there was like sinews connecting it and dude, it was like that. And just the worst smell you've ever smelt, and I had to sit there and scrape everything and clean it, and then I had the apartment for probably another 6 days, to where after I got everything cleaned up or whatever, it still smelled. You couldn't get rid of the smell. So I took baking soda and just made piles of it on every shelf to absorb all the smell I could. And then on the last day, I took all that and sealed it up, and just good luck to the next person. But yeah, it was bad. That's probably the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't know.
When I was in Yosemite one time,
I don't have very
we
many
were off the
experiences.
trail and we were just hiking, and I looked over, I was on this log, looked down, and there was a deer that had died, and there were maggots crawling out of its eyeballs, and I will never forget that image.
See, that stuff doesn't gross me out.
Yeah,
Like,
that doesn't gross me out.
I've seen a lot of roadkill, dead animal. Like I saw a big ass bloated coyote on the side of my street the other day, and it was like, whoa, that's a big animal to be roadkill. But that shit doesn't gross me out. I've even seen, like, have you ever been driving in traffic because of an accident, and when you drive by the accident, they're like pulling a body out? I saw a dude in like a neck brace, and they were trying to cut him out of this car, and there was blood just pouring down his face, and it was like, well, that's really shocking, but it's like, yeah, it wasn't that bad.
Stuff like that doesn't gross me out, and I don't have an answer for this question, because the stuff that grosses me out the most is little stuff that I instantly forget. Like, somebody will have like a booger hanging out of their nose.
Yeah.
And it's nothing like super disgusting, but for whatever reason, it just strikes me, and I'll just be like, and it's like, God, blow your nose. But then it's like, I don't recall that and get grossed out. But for whatever reason, just little things strike me weird. Well, every once in a while, I'll just be like, that shouldn't gross me out as much as it does.
Well, yeah, just like, we did it for the show.
There you go.
There you go.
I have a story. This might not be as gross to you it was to me, but it was about a month ago in our dorm bathroom. There was a night. My roommate is groaning because I told him the story. I went in and I was going to the bathroom, standing up, and in front of me is the shelf where the toilet paper is, like the extra toilet paper. And I saw all of these ants on the wall crawling up behind the toilet paper, and I didn't know what it was, so I took back the toilet paper, and it was a pad soaked in blood, like dripping blood off of the shelf that somebody had left there.
Ew.
And so I immediately ran out of the stall, and I had to go to another one. It was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. It's covered in ants.
Ew. No, okay. Here's another gross story about human filth. Ants are not only I used to live with a bunch of roommates when I first moved out, guys and girls, and in our bathrooms we had a real bad ant problem in this shitty apartment building we lived in. And I remember a trash can that one of my girl roommates was throwing her like tampons and shit in, because you're not supposed to flush them, I guess. But dude, flush them, please. But anyway, ants were swarming over this bloody tampon, and that grossed me out. And then a couple months later, same thing, and I'm like, oh, I gotta take this out. What is in here that they're swarming? Dude, it was a used condom. Full. It was a full used condom. Ants were. It was full of ants at this point. It was like, ew, ants go after that? That's fucking disgusting.
After my seed.
When I finally got my braces off in 10th grade, oh, here's a retainer, Rocco, and you'll just wear this every night. For how long? Well, it's probably for the rest of your life. Oh, man.
Yeah, they told me that too. I was like,
yeah. I was like, oh, that's a bummer.
You have braces?
That's a bummer. After like a month later, I went to my room and there was a swarm of ants crawling all down my wall. I'm like, what is going on? And they had crawled all the way under my bed and found my retainer. My retainer was a black mass of ants, and they were all over my retainer. And I was like, that's the end. Like that, I will never put that.
Why were they going after your retainer?
It had my whatever. It had like my saliva or whatever.
I had a retainer.
There wasn't food on it or anything.
I had a retainer, and literally I was sitting in my friend's house. I wasn't even playing a game. I was watching him play Roller Coaster Tycoon, and my retainer exploded in my mouth. I'm just sitting there, and all of a sudden, pop! And I take it out, and it's just broken in half. Like the wire had just snapped.
Wow.
So I took it back to the orthodontist. They're like, yeah, it's going to be another $700 to make new retainers.
Yeah.
So that was the end of my braces.
Yeah.
Did you guys have top and bottoms, everyone?
Yeah.
I had top and bottom braces, but I had only top retainer.
I had a top and bottom, and my bottom retainer was the one that broke.
I wore my retainer for about 2 weeks and said, fuck this.
Yeah, you're supposed to wear it constantly for a while, and then just a couple hours a day, but eventually it gets to the point where you wear it to sleep every night for the rest of your life. And
yeah,
that's pointless.
I never had to wear it during the day.
You know what that is? In all honesty, because we're all done with braces, and we never wore retainers, and we all have fine teeth, according to my standards. I think that's a way for... That's a cool dog. I think that's a way... What the fuck is happening? I lost all concentration.
We all
I seriously believe that's a way for that orthodontist or that dentist or whatever to keep you coming in for the rest of your life and giving him business.
Your teeth do shift as you get older.
Yeah, but
to be fair, my braces were meant, one of the things, I mean, they had to straighten my teeth, period.
Yeah.
But one of the things they were also meant to do was keep my top jaw is supposed to be a little bigger than my bottom jaw. The perfect jaw is supposed to be a little bit bigger, whatever. Yeah. A little bit, enough to where you could bite, whatever. And after I didn't use my retainer, they came to equal.
Oh, really?
Which is not oh, my mouth's all fucked up!
Yeah.
But it was perfect when the braces came off, and it's not now.
Yeah, because I didn't wear my retainer.
It's not the perfect bite, but it's way better than it was, and it's fine.
I got some when my wisdom teeth came in at the bottom, I got some crowding again down at the bottom because I wasn't wearing my retainer. But it's fine.
I've never had braces,
teeth.
but they told me I needed bottoms. So I never got them though. Can you tell? Good problem.
No, but that's the thing. It's not. It is.
Woo!
Right. It's oh wow, they're not
they're not straight.
Fence
but I never had braces, so I feel like I win.
Oh, you got a bad overbite.
I think you're fine.
Did I really have a bad overbite?
You don't.
You're gonna die.
No, you don't.
Yes, he does. That's what he has. Is an overbite.
I do have an overbite. I know it, but it's not like a. It's not like a.
Gary, you don't have an overbite.
What? His teeth are just like mine. They go over the bottom one. It's supposed
to be like this.
They're supposed
Straight?
to be like that?
No, the top is supposed to go over
Yeah,
a
Yeah,
little.
the
how do
top
you-
is supposed to go over the bottom.
Because then how do you chew like
So you have
in
an
the back?
underbite.
No, I have an overbite. Overbite is like this.
Yeah, but
Underbite
you're
is
supposed
like
to have a
this.
little bit of one.
A little bit of an overbite.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but you have an overbite.
Who gives a fuck?
I
We're all
don't.
fine.
No, if you had no overbite, your teeth would be over a little bit. But
Can you-
you have an overbite.
Could you put that dog back?
What are you
That's
trying to
cool.
do to me?
What's the problem?
I don't know what you're saying to me.
Lots of people have overbites.
You don't.
But I don't.
You don't.
I have an
before,
overbite.
but before you looked at me and you said, oh Jesus Christ, Sean's got a fucking overbite. You say that to yourself inside your head. You say these things about me.
No. Who cares?
What is Jared doing?
I was just whispering a secret.
He's
to
saying
Sean.
I'm pretty. Don't worry about Derek. Just don't listen to him. He's trying to
I
make
said that
himself
he-
feel better by criticizing me. That's what he said to me.
I know I have an overbite.
Not
I'm
exactly.
accepting
I
it.
don't
Fuck.
think you have overbite.
Yeah, I don't think
Dude. Well, obviously doesn't give a. I don't give a shit what you think, because the fact is that I do, and you do too.
Well, I'm just happy Derek said
Well, I don't give
I'm
a shit what
perfect.
you think, and I don't
I'm
think
regular.
I do. Even though I do. I have overbite. Alright, that was fun.
Hope that answered your question.